Go.
We live. Let's go. All right, welcome everybody. We live again. We had a brief hiatus with this month. You know, I was sick and we had to deal with some scheduling stuff, but we're back.
Locked in.
Yes, back. YJP. I'm with the homie. Jordan Starks is in the building.
Woo. Insert clap.
Insert clap. But you already know how we started. We got to start with a song first.
Let's do it.
We got to crank a little bit. We got to put y'all on.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for watching, tuning in, man. We back.
Here.
Have you heard this song before?
Nah, I'm liking the way it starts off, though.
Yeah. This is some new. I just got
drop going.
If you wanna die, come here. We cutting our eyes in here. We walk by faith and chop our wings so sin can't fly in. Watch your mouth, please don't lie in here. You might get fried in here. My heart so set on God, my brother died, came back my pioneer. I ain't tryna get in no trouble unless it's the flesh, and I'm giving them nothing. My y'all got so many piles of dirt, keep killing myself, so I stay with a show. I think don't speak, so I don't tweak, and I stay.
Christian music is up. It's up.
The beat I boot, the fees came so pristine, I shop it, buckle.
They go.
Come on, come in. You brought your Bible in. Hope you got it. I'd rather get caught in that field with it on me to be caught without. I stay with the spirit, I'm always around him. I'm killing my sin, gotta know I'm about it. I peep out the flesh and the crowd, I'm a scatter. He want me to sin, I never
Run this,
allow it.
John.
Come on, come in. Show me you know how to jig. Show me you know what it is. Show me you jiggle with all your friends. If not, don't trip, I got your six. The flesh push up and we got sticks. The lumberjack chop never miss. I drum the clip hole 66.
Cruz.
So,
God say I'm fine.
Yeah.
Took care of mine. Look,
who is
I
this
was
up?
blind. Book
He's one of my favorite artists, bro.
God say I'm fine. God say I'm fine.
It go.
Yeah, and he don't lie. That my Adonai. He said I was gonna be great, but I just needed time. Got a talent.
It's the
for
YJP,
teacher,
we
make
back.
it multiply. Back when I was on that reefer, I was dead inside. Say he know my future, feel like Jeremiah. Didn't know my God was with me till they checked the fire. How do I keep on winning even when I'm tired? Look up in the book, Jesus Christ is my supplier. God say I'm fine, took care of mine.
It's a YJP.
I was blind, book on my mind. God say I'm fine, God say I'm fine.
We back. We back.
The station.
Let's
with
go.
Best music. Best music.
I love the music.
You are now in the mix with DJ Savage.
What's up, man? We're back. It's YJP episode 5. And we're here with a very special guest, man. I got my boy, Jordan Starks, in the building. He is an artist, and he's actually the executive director for a nonprofit called Olive Tree Resources.
Indeed.
But most importantly, he's a man of God, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get that. We need that first list of
Yes,
the list, you know what I'm saying?
That's first. That's first. 100%.
I'm happy to be here, though, bro.
Yes, bro.
Episode 5.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm liking the energy. I like how we started off with
Yeah,
the music.
yeah.
Like, it gotta get you pumping. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes.
I like it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nah, bro. Thank you so much for coming out, bro.
Most definitely.
I really appreciate it. I gotta tell you something first before we start.
Tells me.
I was 2 weeks ago. I was 2 weeks years old when I heard this, bro. I did not know that you and Darren were brothers.
Which is,
Is that
that's
not
so
crazy?
That's so crazy. But honestly, I don't think we really look all that alike.
But y'all do when y'all are side by side.
I see.
Separately,
Not
no,
really,
because
not
I did.
really.
I would have picked up on it.
Oh, I
but
get what
like,
you mean.
but like when I think you,
That's
I
actually
think
funny.
you had posted it had to have been a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
of like a childhood photo, a high
Yes.
school photo. Y'all were like in the driveway or
And that's
something.
when you put two
Yeah, I was like,
together?
wait,
Is
what?
that Darren in the photo?
No, I was like, yo, there's no way. So I texted John and me. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, they're brothers. He was like, yeah, bro. Like what? I was like, yo, that's crazy.
I'm not even gonna fault you for it because I feel like we even have a close relationship with like John and them. So like
Yeah.
our friend group. For those of y'all listening who don't know, we're all super close.
Yeah.
So it's like the relationship I have with my brother resembles the relationship I have with like John or
Yeah.
Eric. So it's
Yeah.
not too crazy for you not to know that we're
Yeah,
brothers. To be
yeah.
honest.
No, yeah. When I saw that, I was shook. I was like, this is crazy. We got the Diggs brothers, we got the Starks brothers. This is insane.
You know who's older?
I don't. Darren, I'm assuming.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna let you guess if you ain't know.
No,
Yeah, he a year older.
Yeah. Oh, just a year? Okay, cool.
Not too crazy.
That's it. Shout out to Darren, bro.
For sure.
No, that's what's up. All right, man. Let's get straight into it. I just want to give you the floor, bro. You know, kind of just, start from the beginning, kind of your testimony of kind of where you came from, kind of early childhood life, how you got introduced to the faith, and kind of where you are now.
For sure. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I'm only 22, but I just feel like
Really?
I feel like I've
Wait, you're
experienced-
22, so Darren's 23,
Darren's 23.
bro.
About to be 24, and then I'm about to be 23.
I thought y'all were older, so much older, bro.
But a lot of people think that, but it's again,
Which is a good thing. It's a good thing.
It's gonna go into the testimony and the story, but I feel like we both have gotten the privilege to experience a lot of things, like travel a lot of places, meet a lot of people. I think that ages you when you kind of experience stuff like that.
Yeah, not for sure.
Yeah,
not for sure.
I think that's what kind of contributes to people thinking that we're a little older.
Got you.
But yeah, so it's so funny. I'm only 22, but I feel like I've just experienced so much, which is funny to say coming from a 22 era. Like you really haven't experienced anything. But so here's what we're gonna do. I'll do the milestones. I'll do I go from womb to tomb.
Yeah.
But really highlight, I guess, the most important moments. That I felt like were pivotal to where I'm at.
And feel free to go into detail too, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can interject. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
Let's see. Okay. Where do we start? So I grew up in the church. I feel like that's the most important thing that I always bring up into my story. Grew up in the church. My parents were always super involved. Like, never pastors, but the closest thing you can get to it, they were like deacons, youth pastors, stuff like that. Always super involved. So that was my early childhood, which that plays into where I am now and like later in the story, I guess, because I feel like I didn't really know Jesus at all. I knew the lingo.
Okay.
It's deceiving. I think the enemy uses that to where like you get puffed up in your knowledge.
Yeah.
Like you think you know, but you really don't. Right. I knew the verses. I knew John 3:16, Matthew 6:13.
You knew the Bible stories.
I knew all of them.
Jonah, Noah,
all when he divided the fish and the loaves. I knew all of it.
Yep.
So I thought I knew God, but I didn't really know God.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like that was my reality really up until I was 15. So grow up in the church. When I was, and this is a big part of my story too, I was exposed to porn when I was, I had to be like 11, 12.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
insane.
early.
And it's crazy to say because I've been having this conversation a lot with a lot of people, just their testimonies and stories. A lot of people get exposed to stuff like that too early on.
It's too early, bro.
And it's getting younger and younger as years go on. And
100%.
it's really sad to hear.
100%.
So I was 11, and that became a part of, I guess, something that I idolized up until I was 15 and I met Christ. So it was that. And then, okay, let me backtrack a little bit because this is important too.
Yeah.
So a big part of my identity, I just really didn't know who I was or what I wanted to do with life. My brother, which I mentioned earlier, he's a year older than me. Okay, but yeah, go ahead. He's a year older than me. He was always very academically inclined, really good at sports like basketball, stuff like that. And I felt like I just didn't have my thing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, everyone else has their thing.
Like their niche,
their sport,
yeah.
they're interested in music, like whatever it is. I didn't have my thing for a long time. So I didn't really know what I wanted in life, and I felt super aimless, which is a super interesting emotion to be feeling at like 14 years old. Like I'm too young to be worried about this stuff. But my brother had his thing, I didn't have my thing. Even my younger sister, so she is 4 years younger than me. But she was like going deep into gymnastics. Like that was her thing. Like she was supposed to be the next Gabby Douglas. She decided to step away because it was just unhealthy. But they both had their things. I'm the middle child. I don't know what I want in life.
Right.
Bro. So that was kind of like where I was at. And then I kind of just went to relationships for, I guess, my comfort or to fulfill that what is my identity question.
That void part. Yeah.
Yes, bro. Like that was the answer to that question for a long time.
Yeah.
So I was just going from relationship to relationship. I found a lot of pride in being able to like be a good boyfriend, honestly.
Yeah. So
it was like, it wasn't all like bad. I don't want y'all think it's out here like dogging people.
Yeah.
But like I was just jumping from relationship to relationship. When this one was over, I was on to the next one kind of deal.
Yeah.
But that was like my purpose for a while. I was like, yo, I guess I'm just a good boyfriend. Like that's just what I'm going to be. Right. So all of that, my bubble got bursted, bro. It's so funny. I feel like a lot of people went that little heartbreak that kind of shifted things. So that was my reality, struggling with porn, lust, relationship, jumping from relationship to relationship up until I was 15. So I was in a super serious relationship probably from like 14 to 15. So we had broken up really bad. I found out she was like cheating on me the whole time. And that was super tough. So that was going into my freshman year. And I was just super like depressed. Like,
yeah.
The only way I can explain it is like just going through the motions. Yeah. Right. Like waking up and like a week goes by. I don't know what happened this week. I don't know who I talk. I don't know. Like I'm kind of just waking up and just doing the stuff. I'm supposed to go to school. Whatever,
everything's just meshed together. It's all a blur. Yeah.
It was that way.
That's crazy.
My whole freshman year. So it was that I was in this weird season, but I knew obviously I had those roots like to the church. So I know there's something more to life, but there's just, it's not connecting. Like where's the silver lining here? I know there's more to life because I was taught all these things, but I'm not feeling that right now.
Yeah.
So at that same time, that summer of my freshman year, so I went through that season, I was going to be going to a new high school, which was going to be really good, new setting. I didn't know anyone there, which was scary.
Y'all are in Indiana, right?
Yes, we were in Indiana.
Okay.
So going to a new school, didn't know anyone, which is super scary, but could also be productive, like kind of like, new me, I guess, like reinvent myself deal. But I had no clue what God was really trying to do. So started going to a new church as well that summer. I started to experience the presence of God again. When I was younger, I had a few moments where I experienced his presence, like just this light feeling.
Yeah.
Hadn't felt it in a while, but I remember one time, I'll never forget this. I always say this every time I talk about my story. I was in the middle of this service, right? And you know how they have the altar call moments at the end of service where, you go up and you're crying and it's like the moment for that.
Yep.
This wasn't at the altar call moment. This was in the middle of his sermon.
Oh, wow.
The middle of his sermon.
Hit you.
I don't even know, mind you, I don't even remember what bro was talking about. I was like halfway paying attention. But I just felt this it hit me, bro. I felt this, how would I explain it? I was crying, sobbing actually, not even a cry, like making noise, like making noise.
Ugly crying.
Ugly cry, bro. Like people in the front rows, like looking back, like, is he all right? Like stuff like that. Because this wasn't the time for that, mind you. It's like kind of weird that I'd be crying at this moment.
In the middle of the sermon.
Exactly. But I just felt God's presence. It was like I don't even know how to put it into words. For anyone who's ever experienced it, it's hard to explain. It's like a weight, but it's like a light weight. It's like a heaviness, but but I also like walk out of it feeling like lighter. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like I'm feeling both at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like the crying is like symbolic of just me releasing like a lot of just what I've been going through and stuff like that, emotions I had been feeling. So that's when I started like digging into the Bible some more. Like there's more to this. Like this is more than just the Bible stories I learned, the verses I memorized. This is more than the words on the page. Like this is something more. Yeah. So started digging more into that. Had youth pastors at the time that invested in me. They saw a gift in me. They're like, yo, you're really gifted with communicating, stuff like that. So that was another catalyst, was going to that church and then meeting my youth pastors. They really were adamant about pouring into the youth and whatnot.
That's good.
Kind of sat me down, talked about the word, talked about my testimony, where I was at, stuff like that. And then they just invested in me and my brother both. So that's when me and my brother started our podcast. So me and my brother had a YouTube channel first and then revamped it as a podcast eventually. Okay. But that was like where I got my why. Like, why am I here on this earth? Like the question I mentioned earlier. Yeah. I finally got my answer to that, right? So I'm going to a new church. I'm like, oh, I'm here because God created me first. Is recognizing that. God created me for a specific purpose. And then the next question was, okay, what is that purpose? It's to spread like what I learned, like this new gift that I've gotten of Jesus Christ, and finally receiving that. Like my job and my purpose is to spread that to other people. Yeah. And then I finally realized the vehicle that was driving that was my music. So I started making music at the time. Yep. And then started doing the podcast. So started speaking, doing stuff like that, doing interviews at school. Me and my brother did all kind of stuff, right? Like interviews at school, sold merch out the locker. Hey. We had wristbands. We just giving out to people for free.
Hustling for Jesus.
We was doing it, bro.
That's what's up.
We was doing it.
I like it.
So that was the moment where I finally had my why, right? And I finally figured out what I was doing with my life. Yeah. Okay, so let me think. What was the next pivotal? Because there's more than that. So I was super young when all this happened. I was 15 when that happened. I'm 22 now. So that's obviously been some time like between then.
That's crazy.
I'm grateful to have found that relationship super early in my life. Mm-hmm. But there's like some stuff that came on the back end of that. Where to start? Okay, so that's like I say first part of the story. Loss, struggling with lust, relationships. to fill that void. Finally find Jesus, recognize that he's the ultimate provision. He's the ultimate satisfaction, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't really end there. Shoot, where do I start? I didn't really have community at the time.
Yeah.
And I think that was super big. And that's the biggest lesson I've been learning in this season of my life. Because I didn't have community, I was on fire for the Lord doing my thing for about 3 years. And then like you're just like slowly kind of like falling off. It's like what I was kind of like going through.
Yeah.
Wasn't really as passionate, wasn't really reading my word as much, wasn't really praying as much.
Yeah.
And it's all gradual. It's not like you wake up one day and you just
yeah, for sure.
Gradually, it's kind of like just this descent right from this high that I was on.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that was happening was I just didn't have people, like-minded people around me that could uplift me, that I could be honest about, like, yo, I'm struggling with this, or you know, I haven't read, I need some encouragement. I didn't have people like that in my life.
Yeah.
And I wasn't intentional about finding it.
Yeah.
So because of that, it just ended up kind of like falling away. And when I say falling away, I wasn't like out here like wilding out, like, you know, going to clubs and drinking and stuff. I think falling away just means like you were just not connected with God.
Yeah.
Right.
The relationship was lacking.
Yeah, exactly. Just like with any other relationship, right?
For sure.
Like communication has to be there. If
Lost,
I don't talk to you for a year, can I really call you my friend?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it was like that.
That's good.
I'm kind of missing some stuff in between. I think so me and my brother had started our podcast in between, like, you know, being on fire for the Lord and then like falling off for like a couple of years there. We had a podcast. It was a really successful podcast. Was walking fully in my purpose. Got to travel to a lot of places. That goes into what I mentioned earlier, just being able to experience a lot. So mind you, I'm like 16, 17, like traveling all over the country, like getting to meet different podcasters, like different retreats, getting invited to different conferences. So I think I've just
That's super dope.
Yeah, like genuinely. And I think I've gotten a chance to learn so much because of that. But I think in this season, the biggest thing that I've been learning is just like the community aspect of it, bro. Because I think this is all the times in my life where I felt closest to God were in moments where I was within community.
Yeah.
And people that I was surrounded with that were like-minded and that could uplift me when I needed it the most. Yeah. So I feel like that is the thing. It's interesting. I think in different seasons of life, you highlight different parts of your story, right? I think
that's because they speak to you differently in hindsight.
It's hindsight. That's a good word. It's all hindsight. I think maybe 2 years ago, if you asked me to tell my story, I probably would highlight maybe the podcast and how God has a specific calling for you and a gift that he wants to use. And all that's true, right? But that's what I would have highlighted at the time.
Right.
In hindsight, looking at it, all that was great, but I didn't have what I have now. I didn't have a community. Yeah. So I think now, like, that's the biggest thing that's been standing out to me about my story is it made all the difference, bro. Like, and one of the reasons why it makes all the difference, how would I explain it? There's a lot of different ways to explain the benefits of community, but something I've been noticing is you don't really have the ability to hide, bro. Like, and the word talks about how like the enemy works in darkness, right? The parallel of how like, you know, God is light and the enemy is darkness. Right. He tries to like hide stuff away, and that's how like sin festers and then it builds and it grows and it leads to that gradual decline that we mentioned earlier. But when you have people around you that you are like face to face with on a weekly basis, you can't really hide, bro. Like, yeah. You know, like
you can maybe hide for maybe 1 week or the next week, but eventually, man, eventually someone gonna pull you aside and be like, "Yo, who are you?"
Exactly.
Like, what's your name? What do you do? What's your story? Like,
exactly, bro. They're gonna ask you how you doing. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I can only survive so many how you doing. I can lie a couple times and be like, I'm cool, but after that third, fourth, how you doing? Like, I'm not doing good.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you asked. You want the real answer.
But if you're not, a lot of us are in situations where we've given ourselves the opportunity to hide. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the enemy is kind of just having his way in our lives,
for sure,
behind the scenes. So I think that's one of the biggest things I've been learning about community is that like you don't really have the ability to hide, bro. And learning, being close with people kind of teaches you how to be more like Jesus as well. In the specific way of like, you butt heads with people. Yeah, definitely. And maybe that's
that's natural.
It's natural. Yeah. And sometimes a lot of us have this belief, which I did at one point, that when you find your people, it's just all gonna be seamless. And it's gonna be, you know, perfect and rainbows. It's like, nah, that's not really how it goes, bro. People are people.
Yeah.
You gonna butt heads. Like I got roommates for my guys. Like we butt heads sometimes, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
But with moments like that, you have the opportunity to like show grace, show love.
Yes.
Be patient. You know what I mean? Put your pride aside. Choose someone else over you. Like even cohabitating. That's another thing, bro. Like cohabitating in general, bro, teaches you lessons about having to consider other people above yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I might want to blast my music at this time.
But you can't.
I can't.
Because homeboy trying to sleep in
you
the
know
other
what I'm
room.
saying?
Like,
I gotta die to that, right?
Yeah.
And that's literally what Jesus did. That's what God does for us. It's like he was considerate of us when we didn't even deserve consideration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many things that I've learned about community. I think those are probably the two biggest.
Bro, the community that y'all have built here in Nashville is like anything I've ever seen. Man. Like genuinely, like even for those of you who are watching this, last night we had a fashion show. John Diggs, he was on the pod recently. He put on a fashion show, and he had a bunch of different models and stylists come from people from across the country, honestly, that were there.
It was crazy.
And you know, he had like over 100 people there that came, and it was just crazy to see. And a lot of them I knew, a lot of them I didn't. You know, it was just like, and then even nights like the Cove, and then even nights like Bible study, like all that, bro. Like, like just seeing the amount of people that consistently show up, you know, not just like on some whatever, but they really want to be there.
You know what I mean?
They really want to get to know people, and they come and they it's fellowship. It's really true fellowship in this community, and
most definitely,
and especially for being young adults too. And seeing in the time that I think that the shift that we're seeing when it comes to Christianity and how many people are coming to Christ now, and how many people are, for young people are looking for that thing, that is Christ, and looking for community, most importantly, because I think that's the biggest problem I see with a lot of churches now is like they don't have like a solid like young adult community. They have for the high schools, for the middle schools, for the kids, you know, they got it for couples ministry, all that, but like not for anything for young adults.
Exactly.
You know, and I think y'all being in Nashville with the plethora of churches that are in Nashville, y'all coming that together, bring that together. It's insane, and I love the community, bro.
I'm glad you're seeing it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're seeing it because that was something that we wanted to be intentional about, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's even another aspect of the story. I didn't really get into like too many details, but so like you said, me and my brother were from Indiana.
Yeah.
So even how all that came about. So we met our guys that we're now roommates with at Passion. Have you heard of Passion?
Yeah.
Christian conference. It's in I think it's in Atlanta.
It's like that's like the biggest Christian conference of the year.
Funny enough, like I didn't know what it was until like a week before we went.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So some of our viewers that listened to the podcast at the time were like, "Yo, are y'all going to be at Passion?" We were like, "Yo, like what is Passion?" So like we looked into it, and then even the way it went about, I didn't really want to go. My brother found some free tickets at someone like they couldn't make it, so they was like,
wow,
some tickets.
Praise God.
I
know them tickets was probably expensive too.
Boy, and if I had to pay, I definitely wouldn't have been in the room.
Right.
Bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
So we got those free tickets, and then we drove. Bro, we decided maybe like, bro.
Y'all drove from Indiana?
Yes, bro.
To the A?
It was crazy.
That's insane.
We had decided maybe, bro, 10 hours before we had to leave that we were going. So we went. We had family out there, luckily, so we didn't have to pay for it like a hotel or anything.
Praise God.
So we went, and then we ended up meeting John and them at that conference, and then we were all just talking, getting to know each other and stuff. And the pain point that we were all noticing is that we just all felt like we didn't have that, like what we were experiencing in that moment. 50,000 people in this arena, all Christians coming together. We were all talking about how like all this is great, but we feel like, yo, back where I'm from, like we don't really have this. You know what I'm saying? I don't have like-minded people, stuff like that. Like we were all experiencing that. So since then we had talks about, we want to put on our own conference, like all kind of. We were talking about that. We were talking about, our own events, maybe move in together at some point. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, we had a group chat, like literally when we left that conference, we all had a group chat, right?
That's crazy.
The group chat was bigger at one point, and unfortunately,
that tends to happen. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Exactly. That is usually how that goes.
Yeah.
Like it starts bigger and then kind of like
dwindles down.
Yeah, so I think it was probably started with like 10 guys, and now it's just the 5 of us really. But so anyway, we were all talking about it, and then so I think, and even the main denominator, or not the main denominator, but I think the differentiator between how we stayed in the group chat and how everyone kind of fell off is we were intentional. That was a difference. I think the people that we're still cool with them, mind you. So I don't even want to talk about it like we're not cool. We still cool with them, but they just weren't as intentional about communicating and like keeping up with each other. Oh, yo, bro, checking in, how you doing?
Yeah.
Taking trips to see each other. They weren't really intentional about it, but we were. Like, we wanted to make sure we cherished like the community. So before we moved, we would drive, bro, like maybe once every other month. At one point, we were up here like every month, like so coming to Nashville, seeing them. They came down to see us a couple times. So that's how we met. And then that was the heart. So like
that's crazy
how it started. Like, I'm glad that you're seeing, I guess, that heart behind it. It's because we do really value like community and having like-minded people, bro. So that's something even in our house, like we want to host and have stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, they're always hosting something. Like, it's a Super Bowl party, Friendsgiving, Bible study,
something, bro.
Whatever it is.
Our neighbors be mad at us because
I'm already knowing. They be having cars down the lot, down the hill, bro. I'm like,
our neighbors sick of us,
bro. Nah, y'all be doing it, bro. What year? What year passion was that?
Oh, great question. Dang. So it's 2026 now. Probably 2023 or 2022. I remember it wasn't too far removed from COVID.
Okay.
Because Atlanta was still kind of like low key shut down.
Okay.
So it's probably 2022 then.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that y'all were hinting at what y'all are doing right now.
Dang.
That's what's
right.
Like, yo, like, we want to move in together. We want to have our own events. Like, and like now, like, that's in full fledged.
Dang.
That's in full
force.
That
is insane to think about, bro.
Like that's.
And honestly, bro, I want to say this is random. Like, I'm glad for this opportunity, like even to get on here and like chop it up with you.
Yeah.
And even like talk about my story. And it goes into the importance of, I remember my old pastor would always tell me, like, share your testimony like as much as you can.
Yes.
Because sometimes you be forgetting like certain tidbits until you saying it out loud. You're like, dang, like, wait, we did say that.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, dang, we really had conversations. Like, we want to put on events and stuff, and like started the Cove. You know what I mean? The Christian nightclub.
Yes.
John's putting on fashion show events. Yeah. Like, it's crazy, but we're living in that now. But it was all like, and we had to be intentional about it. That's the biggest part, bro. And that's the part about community that I didn't understand until I was really in it. Mm-hmm. It's like when you sign up for something, you don't really know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yo, these are my friends. I'm calling my guys, and I'm realizing like, oh, like, I remember, this is a good example. I remember one time, John actually hit the chat or something because he was just voicing his frustration. He was like, bro, I feel like we hadn't talked to each other in like 2 months, like hadn't seen each other, nothing like that. Like maybe like 3. It was like a little bit. And he was like, yo, I feel like we ain't been intentional about seeing each other. And he was like just spilling his heart out, like, bro, like I want to like cultivate this connection. I feel like we ain't being intentional, bro. And I'm like, oh, that's like, oh, snap, like he's right.
he kind of call everybody out.
Like, oh shoot, I got this community. Like I do need to make sure I'm being intentional and setting time aside.
Nah, that's what's up.
You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to get caught up in life too, bro. That's
and it's good to have friends like that. Friends that will call that out and
speak
say,
to it.
and speak to it for sure.
How you doing? Like you've been silent, bro. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
So that's real, bro. That's real.
That's crazy. That's crazy that y'all were talking about that, and it's now happening. That's crazy.
Now we're living in it, bro.
Yeah, I want to backtrack to something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You were talking about in high school how you were saying that like you prided yourself on being a good boyfriend, and you were kind of jumping from relationship to relationship.
Yeah.
Did that emotionally stunt you? Like when it came to like healing from one relationship, getting over those feelings for that person, and then having to cultivate a new relationship, new feelings, all that.
Yeah. It's yes, it definitely did. But in the moment, I didn't realize it. I feel like it's that way for a lot of people's situations.
Yes.
It's like you don't realize how much it's hurting you. Hindsight. I'm gonna keep saying that word. I'm glad you brought it because it's a good word, bro. Like in hindsight, I was really cooking myself, bro. Like I was carrying a lot of emotional baggage that I was kind of like burying deep down, because that's a lot, bro. Like it was a lot. Finding someone, you realize you like them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cultivating this, like asking all the questions, like all the talking stage, getting to know them on the intimate level. Yeah. What you want in life, you're asking all these questions. It's hard going through all that, and then the ending, and you kind of just move on, and you don't address it. Yeah. And it's kind of like you putting like a Band-Aid on a bullet wound for real. Like you need time to like really sit with that. Heal. You need time, but I wasn't at all giving it time. And I think it catches up with you. I think eventually when I got, by God's grace, I think the process of kind of getting over all that was a lot easier.
It's good.
Yeah, most definitely. Kind of like that was just his mercy. Yeah. But definitely when I came to Christ when I was 15, I had that. And I had to like do some, I guess, rewinding, kind of like going through my past. I'm like, yeah, like that. Dang, that really, I was kind of moving crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me make sure like I'm good. Yeah. So I honestly, bro, when I came to Christ when I was 15, I was single for like 2 years, bro. Yeah. And I was very adamant about that. Like taking time to make sure that I'm good and everything like that. So that's a good question. Most definitely. Like I was cooking myself. A lot of people don't realize that you need time to kind of like disconnect from someone and whatnot, and like kind of process all of that before you just jump into something else, bro. Yeah. But ever since that moment, I learned that lesson. Like I've only been in, since I was 15, I only been in like 2 serious relationships. And even between those, I made sure I had adequate time, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
I need like a year. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think one was like 6 months, but it's like I had to make sure I had some time and stick to it. Yeah. Not saying it's like a cookie cutter. Like some people might only need 6 months, whatever the case is. So it's not a cookie cutter thing, but I do think you need time to kind of heal from relationships and stuff like that.
Do you think that it was a thing where you were kind of just getting into a relationship because you didn't want to deal with the past situation? Hey, this great question. I'm just asking questions.
No, that's real. That's real. Most definitely. Most definitely. Because here's how it was happening. And I'm glad you asked, because like, bro, asking the right questions is like, it's like a key to unlocking like the answers, bro. You want answers, you ask questions, bro. Like, it's simple. But I guess I never really thought about it deeply for a while. But so I would get out of a relationship, and it's like you're kind of sitting with yourself, and it's just you. When you're in the relationship, it's different because you have someone else to worry about. Like you're talking to them, calling them on the phone, maybe texting them, right? Like when you're not texting them, you're occupied, right? But when you're not in that relationship, it's really just you, bro. It's just you and your thoughts and your emotions. So you're just kind of sitting with that. Yep. And I would be so discontent in that place, bro. Like I didn't like being there. And mind you, again, at the time, like I don't have a relationship with God, so I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I'm doing. So when I'm outside of that relationship, I feel that feeling again of like, bro, like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And I just to try to escape from that, let's just get into another relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely escape, bro. I was just trying to escape that feeling.
For sure. I relate. I think the reason why I asked that question is because I relate a lot to that from the sense of kind of just like, just shoving. You know what I'm saying? That's really just what it is. Just shoving is shoving to where you don't really have to deal with it, and you divert your attention from the healing that you should be doing to a new relationship to overcompensate for that.
Have you been in therapy before?
I have.
Snap, that's fire.
Yeah. No, I think everybody should be in therapy.
I need to do it, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, it's one of those things like, because my mom actually, she's a counselor, bro. Like, this is what she does for her job.
Okay.
So she's always super adamant about that with like me and my siblings. And it's one of those things like I understand the importance of it, but there's like a disconnect somewhere where I'm just not intentional about like actually taking the steps to like find one. And then
is it a fear, or is it like what would you say that it is?
And that's even a deeper question. I really don't know if I could put my finger on it.
Or you just don't want to. Like,
I might just not want to. Yeah. And honestly, bro, it might be the money aspect, which is, and honestly, that's not right, bro. Cause it's not, bro. But I'm keeping it a buck.
No, I understand.
It's money, but at the end of the day, bro, I can't say I'm prioritizing like myself and my soul salvation and my mental health, like all the things, and then not be willing to like invest in that.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm keeping it a buck. I'm wrong for that, but that is why I'm not.
No, and that's fair. and even if that means some sacrifices have to be had, you know what I'm saying?
Fair. Because that, you know what I mean? I can allocate some room in the budget. I could, bro.
Exactly.
I could, bro.
we go check my maturity. in a couple months.
We go check back in. I'm gonna come back on
to see if he got the therapy. Praise God.
Wait, so how long did you do it for? Because it's interesting to me because kind of taking a turn in conversation, but
nah, you're good.
I've heard different, I guess, testimonials of people who've done therapy. Some people are still doing it years later. Some people only do like a stint of time, like maybe a few months, because they have like a specific goal that they want to kind of like work out. So what was that for you? Do you have a few months?
I did therapy for a while in high school.
Okay.
And I did it for a little bit in middle school because my dad passed away when I was 13. And so my mom was really adamant on having us speak to someone about it.
That's real.
But the first time we did therapy, like it was trash. Like it was so bad, bro. Like we had, it was like, it was on some type like where the lady didn't, like she didn't really relate to us in the way and was trying to give us therapy like almost out of a textbook. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really personal. Like she was using like all these different types of techniques. And I'm like, bro, like what are we doing, man?
I get you, bro.
Like, yeah. And so it wasn't until my mom set me up with our therapist that we have now.
Okay.
My brother and I go to the same person. His name is Michael. He's a Christian therapist as well, and he's a black guy. So my mom was really adamant about that, like having someone basically just having someone relational, because that's what we were missing from when we had therapy the last time. So I haven't saw him in a while, but I saw him for a pretty long stint in high school and then for a little bit in college too.
Fire.
And it was good to talk to someone about it, kind of like on the faith aspect of it as well, because I think a lot of therapists just kind of look at it from a psychology standpoint, which is important. But I think when you're a Christian, I think having the spiritual aspect of it and having someone counsel you through that way as well is really important.
Very beneficial, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned he's a black guy, because I do feel like I haven't done therapy, but when I do, I see how I said when.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not an if, when, because I'm going to do it.
There you go.
When I do, I definitely would want like a black man. You know what I'm saying? Just because I feel like the more that someone can relate to you, it's just something different about it.
Nah.
It reminds me of it's in Hebrews. It talks about how we do not have a high priest who's unable to empathize with our weakness, but one who is tested in every way, yet he did not sin. So it's like I've always found a lot of beauty in that, because Jesus can relate to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's not a distant person, kind of like again with the therapy, like being distant. No, he's not a distant God. Like he came down, experienced everything, right? That I've experienced, every emotion, sadness, confusion, like he was tempted in every way and he did not sin. So like, because I can relate to him, it just adds a different weight to it. So I always felt like that was super important for me when it was when I do start going to therapy.
Yeah.
And even counseling in general, like even outside of like because that's more like a formal way of like counseling, but even finding like mentorship and stuff like that. Like maybe in like your church, or maybe like someone you work with that you respect, that you know like has a good head on their shoulders, like finding mentorship, someone that you can relate to, bro. I feel like that is super important. That's a part of the community aspect too, honestly, is finding that. I don't have a mentor either, bro. And I honestly have been thinking about that the last month heavy.
You know what's weird about mentors, bro? I think mentors find you. You don't find mentors. And when I say that, I'm like, when I say that, because when you're kind of just going throughout your life and you're, you know, especially with us as being younger, like starting out careers, you know, starting out in different aspects, you know, there's usually people that we just have that we look up to.
I get you.
Things that people that we come across. 'Cause I know a lot of mentors that I have, like in the music space, whether it be people who are actively in it or professors I had in school, some of my pastors that I've met, you know what I'm saying, just having them, that relationship kind of materialize over time, and it come into a mentorship role.
Valid.
That's
kind of like, I don't want to misunderstand what you're saying. Like, it's kind of like you were kind of just in stride, like whatever like, field you were in. It's like you kind of had people that you saw along the way. I get what you mean. Okay.
And I truly think it was God placing them in my life for sure, for the season, for the time, and it was really a really beneficial relationship, because I was able to just call and talk to them about what was actively going on and get advice from them. And them, like we were talking about, empathizing and experiencing what I've experienced and what I'm actively going through.
I
You
get
know,
you, bro.
so stuff like that. So mentorship is really important. Yeah.
I don't want to learn the hard way, bro. I always, bro, because
You don't need the experience as a teacher. Just
bro.
just tell me.
Exactly.
Tell me,
dude.
and I'll be like, all right, big dog.
Yeah.
I trust you. You know,
Bro,
what I'm
it's
saying?
funny because I'm sure you can relate. Like, you have stuff maybe like your parents or grandparents will tell you when you were younger.
Yes.
And you don't really get it till you're older. That's something my
Yes.
grandma always told me. Is like, bro, like, don't learn the hard way. Like, you try to learn the hard way, you don't have to. I never got what she meant. And you get older, you like, I don't want to let, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn them lessons through life,
So
bro. I'd rather have someone that can pour into me and tell me what, like.
That's facts. And some people do. I have friends that are like that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to, though.
Yeah, no, for real. I have friends that are like that, bro. Where like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like they just gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, shout out to them. Like, do it.
Yeah.
do it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna do what you gonna do at the end of the day. And I like this saying: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Fire.
You
saying,
can't
bro.
make them drink, and that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. Yeah, mentorship is really important.
For
like,
sure.
I know that's something that me and Ty were talking about.
Fire.
On our pod, because we were saying like talking about how we feel like mentorship and / discipleship is something that like a lot of Christian men are lacking in
most definitely.
in today's landscape.
Yeah.
And it's something that was really important because I feel like knowing how to lead, you must first be led.
Facts.
And I think
Fire
that's what makes great leaders leaders that know how to serve, know how to, you know, kind of sit up under someone and like in the sense of like, you know, mentorship and kind of just giving them guidance on what's going on.
Yeah.
So, nah.
Yeah, I think, bro, as men, because I got you brought up like specifically men, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like as a whole, I'm gonna say we, because I'm obviously a part of men, but
yeah.
we not doing too good. I don't think. Like in the sense
Really?
of,
Talk to me about it. What do you think is
and this is general. I think a lot of the men that I've met, you know what I mean, including you, including my guys, like I think we got a good head on our shoulders, bro. Like I think we're doing life, I guess, the right way. Like you know what I mean?
quote unquote, yeah, the right way.
Yeah, quote unquote the right way, right?
Yeah.
But I think generally I'm just not seeing that across the board. Like I think even with small stuff, like when you walk into a church, bro, look at the ratio of women to men in the church, dude.
That is, yeah.
Like it's gonna be like 80-20, 90-10, maybe.
It's
like,
astronomical.
It's crazy.
Like, bro, there's a group that we're sending in our church to the DR.
Okay.
It's like 10 people.
Yeah.
There's only one guy.
Oh my god.
The
You know
rest
what I
are
mean?
girls.
It's like dang, like
It's crazy. Yeah.
so. But I think it's intentional from the enemy, bro. Like this conversation gets so much deeper, even with like the intentional attack on like the family unit. Bro,
Yes.
that we have
Yeah.
seen literally over time has been happening. Like even the tribalism of like men and women that we're seeing now in our generation. Like the women are like, oh, forget the men, and the men are like, oh, forget y'all. Like
Yeah.
it's like all this happening.
It's this battle that's we're going against each other when we're designed to be together,
Exactly,
be one,
bro.
with
and
one another.
And I feel like it's all an intentional design, like from the enemy.
That's good.
The word talks about how he's like the earth is his playground. Like he's
Yeah.
the God of the world, little G, God of the
Yeah.
world. And so like he tries to like run the systems of the world, and I think he's doing it on purpose, bro. But
100%.
as men, we gotta be so we're the leaders, bro. Like. And like you said, like you have to first be led. I think a lot of men don't understand. You got to be willing to be like submitted in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
A lot of men aren't willing to do that. That's a part of what I think we're doing wrong.
Because of pride.
Pride, bro.
Yes.
We gotta put that pride aside, dog.
Yep.
I think I would be curious to do maybe like some case study or something, like going up to men and asking them, or maybe telling them stories about Jesus, or maybe framing it in a way where like they don't know it's Jesus, and like asking them stories like how they would feel about that.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of things that Jesus did in the Bible, a lot of men wouldn't get behind, bro. Like the way that he was willing to put other people first, like even in that way, like the way he was willing to put people first, the way he was willing to like die, like
the way he was willing to die, like stuff like that, like what was it? I can't remember where it is in the Bible, but the kind of, I'm paraphrasing, but there's no greater love than a man willing to lay down his life for his friends.
Yes, bro.
Stuff like that.
Stuff.
Jesus washing the disciples' feet.
Great example, bro.
Like stuff like
what
that.
man?
Like,
what?
hey, oh my god,
Go find a man that would do that.
That would be such a great. That would be such a great question to like ask on like the streets of like New York or something. Like,
Would you ever
would you wash your homie's feet? If he asks
do
you,
it, bro.
If he asks you, would you wash your homie's feet? Dude. Like, yo, give me all your top 3 closest homies right now. Like, if they needed you, what
They
would
really
you,
need, like, you feel what I'm
would
saying?
you wash their feet like that? Nah, that's good, bro.
I just don't think a lot of dudes would be willing to, bro.
Nah, that's bro. I there's something my pastor when I was living in Philly, he said to me that I thought was so pivotal, and I really respected. Obviously, he was a senior pastor, so obviously he was the leader, he was the head. But he was saying how like he's this type of pastor who like has his hands in everything, and he was saying how like yes, like I'm the lead pastor, and yes, like God has put me in places, or God has brought people to the ministry that have their roles, and God has placed on them what they are supposed to do in the church, and have been a great help to me. Yeah. And he was saying like for the people who like the janitorial staff, he was like, it's nothing for me to go in there and clean that bathroom if I need to. It's nothing for me to go and like change the trash and all that. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't saying it like on like a flex. Yeah. He was generally saying because he used to do that. Like that's where he started. That's like, exactly. Like that's before he was at the senior pastor level, and he might have been when he was just starting still doing it, but like just like that's the point where we're talking about like we keep saying being led, stuff like that, like because like to serve, because if you're a pastor or just a leader in general, like you are a servant, I feel like, to the people in a way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that. Some of the greatest leaders in the world, they were trying to serve the people. Like MLK, he was trying to serve the people of his community, from disparity, and from bigotry and racism and all these things. Like that stuff like that, like it's not about them.
Yes, bro. It started with them serving other people, bro.
Yeah.
I was looking for my phone. I couldn't find it, bro, because I was looking for this verse. I wanted to look for this verse. Oh, here it is. Because it's in here's the thing. I'm like 90% sure it's in Philippians, but I want to check before I just say.
No, yeah, find it.
But because we read this, we were actually snowed in. You remember that like huge storm hit,
bro? I didn't have power for a week.
Oh,
gang.
You didn't have power, bro?
Bro, it was bad.
A week is crazy. I feel like we gotta be a little quicker, bro.
Bro,
like 2 days max.
Shout out to NES, bro. Yeah. They Nashville Electric Service. You know what I'm saying? They took their sweet time, but they got it though.
They got it locked in,
bro.
They
got for sure.
Let me see. Oh, don't my service any work? Oh, here you go. Bed. Okay. I think it's Philippians 2. Yes, bro. I knew it was Philippians. So Philippians 2, how it talks about. I'm gonna just read it. Let's not paraphrase. Right here. Let me see. Yes, bro. Philippians 2, verse 5. It says, "In your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus, who, being in the very nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross. Therefore, God exalted him." It's an order to this, bro. Like he humbled himself first, and then he was exalted after, right? God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under earth, and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. It's like, bro, like a lot of people want the glory. You don't even want to like humble yourself first, bro. Yeah. Like that's how it works. Yeah. It's something I've been learning in my relationship too, dude. Like how you do anything is how you do everything. So I think even transferring this conversation of being able to humble yourself as a man, that transfers into every area. Like when you're a father, I'm not a dad, but like I hear from other fathers, like when you're a father, you got to do this. Yeah. When you're a boyfriend, when you're a husband, you got to do this, right? Like even, so you got to learn now. That's my mindset. Like I want to start learning how to be humble now and learn that now, so that when I am married, when I am a father, it's like, it's not like this foreign thing to me, bro. Like,
that's good.
So I've been trying to learn that now. It's something I've been learning in my relationship. Like you really got to learn to put your pride aside, bro. Yeah. It's not about you, dude.
100%.
But that verse I had to bring that up because I was like,
no, that's good, bro, because I think I mean, part of the gospel message is that, Christ lived the life that we should have lived. And I look at that verse of what you were saying, that passage, like first he humbled himself and then he was exalted. So like it kind of just models the steps that we should take.
Exactly.
From the sense of like, you know, we want everybody wants to, you know, get to I don't want to say high status, but get to a place of success, you could say, and achieve their goals. Yep. But you kind of have to start somewhere.
For sure.
You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think we live in such an instant gratification world now.
For sure.
That notion of just like, you know, getting it overnight, you know what I'm saying? And this whole thing of like, oh, I want it now, without wanting to, not wanting to learn, not wanting to humble yourself, not wanting to do the work, you know, all these things, you know. I think it's something that's missing, you know. And I think,
for sure.
And I think you said when you were talking about the systems that have been put in place, I think when we look at kind of the way the world is now, and this might get controversial, but
talk about it, bro.
But just like
I'm willing to go there.
But
I'll trek anywhere, bro. Why Jesus pie? Like, let's talk about it.
I look at like, you have your women that are really on like the I hate men train.
Oh gosh, heavy on it.
I have some friends that are like that.
Very
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. But it's like that ideology is so dangerous.
Very.
And yes, a lot of it, some of it may stem from being hurt from a man, for sure, and that's not to excuse that. Yeah. But it's like it's almost played into. You know, it's encouraged. Yeah. You know, that's the other side of it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, understand, like, yes, you can be hurt. Yeah. But your outward, you can control. I feel like you can control your outward expression. You can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like also encouraging that type of behavior. And men aren't excused from this either. You know what I'm saying? Like saying women ain't none, women ain't whatever.
Let's hold everybody accountable.
No, yeah, this is not exclusive to men. It's not exclusive to women. This is a human thing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole ideology is so dangerous, bro. And like I said, it's like encouraged too.
Bro, I think a lot of people, bro, because you said it. I'm just kind of like digging deeper on it. A lot of people struggle with understanding like two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's the lie people are giving into that. Like, this is the only thing that's true. So, for example, two things can be true at the same time. It could be true that you've been hurt by a lot of men in your life, or vice versa. It could be true that you've been hurt by a lot of women in your life, your man. But it can also be true that you just probably found some bad people, bro. Like, or it could also be true that there are good people out there for you. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, they experience one thing a few times.
Yeah, and it's understandable. And that's it.
Yeah. And it's like, I get it. And this goes into even earlier, like, bro, like, go to therapy, bro. Like, go to therapy, find community, like, to help you work through that stuff. But I get it. It's tough. Like, I've been through some, like I said, I got cheated on earlier in my life, like a couple times. So I get it. But it's like,
and you very well could have been like, women ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
after that second time, I could be like, nah, bro.
Yeah, like, they all cheaters, like, bro, all that.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened right now.
Get into it, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'm dating shorty, right? So,
how old are you?
This was I was 19.
Okay,
so this was 3-4 years ago. Okay, around there, 3-4 years ago. So I knew her, bro. I knew her for a total of like a year and a half. We were only dating for like 8 months or something like that. So
okay,
we end up breaking up, right? We break up. Why is she posted up on Instagram with another dude a week later, bro?
So there was some overlap.
Had to be
some overlap.
Like, here's the thing. I never want to make definitive statements, bro, but there are some safe assumptions that we can make in life, bro. That is a very safe assumption. Yeah. That you was talking to bro. Yeah. Before we broke up. Like, let's talk about it. Like, I'm talking kissed up. Like, no, y'all knew each other, bro.
Whoa.
Yes, like you had to know him while we were dating, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And they were engaged like a month after that. crazy stuff. I'm like crazy
engaged?
stuff. Crazy, bro.
Yeah, that she was living a double life.
Had to, bro.
She was living a double life,
Had
gang.
to, bro. So I'm telling you, like after that, I almost got tempted. I was almost on some, bro, like bump all women.
Yeah.
I was almost on it. I was. So I get it,
Yeah.
y'all. I'm telling y'all, I get it. If anyone gets it, I get it. But two things can be true at the same time, bro.
Yes.
Like it could be true that was real. You were hurt. That wasn't right. But there are still some good people out there, bro.
Yeah.
There are, bro.
Yeah, I'm a very optimistic person from the sense of like I try to believe in people and give them the benefit of the doubt, which is I think an ideology that like obviously don't take it too far, like don't let people walk all over
That's
you.
a fact.
But I think that like not going into a relationship, not even just a romantic relationship, just interactions with people in general, whether it be the opposite sex or not, like going into that with preconceived notions on the sense of like, oh, this person's probably terrible, like this person's probably X,
go into it like
this
that,
person's probably Y, like, you know, it's just that's such a that to me that like that's pessimistic and
sure.
I had this conversation with one of my coworkers like about life, and from the sense of she was kind of saying like, oh, like, you know, life is terrible, life sucks, and you just have to deal with it. And I was just like, and I was saying that was kind of a pessimistic point of view, and she was saying, well, an optimist would think that that's pessimistic, but I'm really just being realistic. And I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if you're using words like suck and life is terrible, that's negative.
Those are negative words.
Those are
bro.
negative words.
Those words.
That's pessimism.
Always had a negative connotation, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So it's it's just like stuff like that,
Yeah.
bro. You know, I just feel like you kind of just have to put the best foot forward, and you know, kind of trying not to go into situation with any preconceived notions until proven otherwise. You know,
Exactly.
When people show you who you are, believe them. You know, so.
There's a balance of both, bro.
Yeah, there's a balance. It's a balance. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
Exactly,
It's
bro.
not. It's not so always so black and white. You know what I'm
balance
saying?
in both of them,
Yeah,
bro,
it's a
for
balance.
sure.
It's a balance, bro. Yeah. So, man, like, I wanna get into
Talk to me.
kind of your music as well, because I know
Fire.
that you're an artist,
Yeah.
and I hate that, bro.
Who
I
else
got
is
I
it?
gotta say this.
Talk to me.
I hate that I missed the album. Was the album release?
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
I'm literally like I was literally like I remember getting the save the date text, getting the text on the week.
The follow-up?
Yeah,
I know
the
you're talking about.
follow up. I was like, okay, bet this is locked in. I got
Yeah.
Jordan's thing. It's on Saturday. It's at the Dick's house. All right, cool. And like I'm at work, and one of the homies is like, yeah, bro, we're watching the Bama game tomorrow.
I got you.
I'm like, all right, yeah, bet.
And you locked it in. I do that all the time,
bro.
bro.
And I don't
Because I forget. I'll lock stuff in and I'll forget to check my calendar.
Yes,
like,
bro.
Until like it's
Yes.
too late. I'm like, bro, I did say I was going. Right,
Yes,
that
I
happens
did.
to me all the time.
I did say
bro.
I was put up, and I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm like,
Hold on.
wait, I'm seeing on Instagram, everybody's at the Dick's house. I'm like, what is going on? I was like, did I not get invited to something? And I see,
Whole time you had the invite. That's
no,
funny.
I didn't think I got the invite. And I see it's your release. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I totally
bro.
forgot.
It happens. It happens. Bro.
Yeah, I was so sick about that. Next one for sure.
Exactly, bro.
But yeah, like when it comes to you being a creative and also being a Christian, I always love asking them this question, like, how do you balance that from the sense of like, you know, you're dealing with obviously your convictions, you're dealing with what you feel like God is saying to you, but you're also dealing with your creative side and what is inspiring to you, what you want to create. What is that balance like, and how do you deal with it?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's always like an order, like in terms of like how I manage just balancing all of it, like because there are a lot of things that play into doing anything with your gift at all. Like,
Yeah.
your desires with it, what you want it to look like, what God wants it to look like, like world's expectations. There's a lot that plays into it. You know what I'm saying? But I think for me, it's more of an order thing. I think I have to always come to a place where I recognize, God is the source. Like he's the source of all of it. Like at the end of the day, bro. Like,
Yeah.
So it talks about this in I watched this in a video and it always stuck with me. I'll never forget it. They were talking about first verse in the Bible, like in the beginning God created, right? And they said the first thing that God told us about himself is that he is a creator. In the beginning, God created. That's the first thing we learn about God.
Yes.
When you open up the Bible, it's the first thing you learn. He's a creator.
Yes.
And then we also learn in Genesis 1:26 that we were made in his image and his likeness.
Yes.
Right? So, okay, what image is that? What likeness is that? Well, he just told us that he's a creator. Right?
Yes.
And usually when you're meeting someone, the first thing they tell you about themselves is like one of the most, might not be the most, but one of the most important things to them.
I do this. I do X.
You know what I mean? I do this. I got a kid. I'm a husband, right? This is the first thing. It's important to him. So that was a very important thing that he wanted us to know about himself, is that he's a creator. And so because we were made in his image, we are also creative, right? But we can't lose sight of like the source of it though. Like at the end of the day, like it's his likeness, and it is his image. You know what I'm saying? So there have been times in my creative process where maybe I prioritize like what I want to do, the kind of music I want to make, and then every time I feel like I just lose steam with it. Like I just there's nothing like really driving me with it. But I think anytime I get back to a place where I recognize, okay, like first things first, bro, like why am I doing this? I always do like a check in with myself, bro. Yeah. I actually feel like that way recently. I was working on an EP, felt like just super burnt out. I'm like, bro, something's wrong. Like anytime I feel that way, it's like something's wrong. Let me do a check. Like, where am I at, bro? So my mom always told me, like I said, she does like therapy and stuff. So she gave us like all the little tools and stuff. Yeah. She calls it like a mindfulness check-in or something, like is what she calls it. There's different words for it, but so I'm like, okay, let me check on myself. Like, where am I at? Why am I doing this? Is like the first question I ask. Why am I doing this? And I always remember, okay, this is a gift I got because God gave it to me. Yeah, he's a creator. I'm creative. Okay, start there. Okay, and then from there, it's like I kind of feel recentered again, I guess, because I'm remembering why I'm doing it. It's good. Remembering that about Genesis and why I was created always helps me, bro. Like with any time throughout this creative process, because it gets frustrating, bro. Like, you're DJ, you feel me? Like, you do it, so you get it. It's like there's times where you feel stuck or you hit walls, but I feel like anytime I go back to that first things first, because talks about that Matthew 6:33, like seek first his kingdom. Yes, all these things will be added, bro. Like, don't. Ooh, I always love the moment in the Gospels with Mary and Martha where I forget which is which. I don't want to mix it up. I'm gonna paraphrase, y'all. Look it up for yourselves. Look up few things are necessary. Mary, Martha. You'll find what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna paraphrase. So essentially Mary is like cleaning the house. Like I think they're preparing for people to come over. So Mary's cleaning the house. She's working. She's mad at Martha because Martha ain't helping her. Which is like, you know, at face value, I get it. Martha ain't doing that. But Martha's over there with Jesus chopping up with bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like chopping up with Jesus. Mary's mad at Martha. She presses her. She's like, yo, Martha, like, come help me clean, bro. Like, we got to do this. We got to clean that. And then Jesus is like, yo, he's like, stop. He's like, yo, Mary, you're concerned about many things, but few things are necessary. And he said, really only one is what different versions say different things. Like, few things are necessary. Really only one is what he says. And again, that just reminds me of what I'm saying. Cause it's like, bro, like, only one thing is really necessary, bro. You can get lost in, like Mary was lost in what she was doing. Yeah. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, I got Jesus right here in front of me. Like, I need to be worried about that.
There you go.
Worried about cleaning a crib. Like, Jesus is here. Let me talk with him. And that's the way I view it. It's like, bro, few things are necessary. You can get lost in, like, even for me, it's like, okay, production has to look like this, and I want it to sound this way perfectly, and I maybe want that feature. Oh, I can't get it. Like, it's like you're worried about so many different things. Like, bro, at the end of the day, only one thing is really necessary, and that helps centers me every single time when it comes to my creativity. So that's what I would say to that question of like how I balance all of it, like, you know, creativity while like still honoring God and all the things. Those are kind of like a couple of things that recenter me and help me. But it's still like cookie cutter, bro. It still gets a little difficult. I think,
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, I wanna, and I even want to get your thoughts on this too. I've been in this like tug of war recently with my music and like the gift, because I also do poetry too. So it's like
I knew that, but I was like,
I forgot. He asked me what I was like, I forgot to do poetry.
No, because like that's what I knew before you did music that you were a poet. But I was like, but I wanted to make sure. I was like, I didn't know. I forgot to ask you that.
See, I don't know how I forgot that. I got my hands in so many things.
No,
But for me, it's just like a gift of like communication is like my thing. I think that's the calling God's given me. Like Proverbs 18:21, there's life and death in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
So like even have my podcast, using my words to speak life into people.
Yes.
Poetry, same deal. Painting pictures with my words. Music, same deal. So like my thing is just my words. Like God wants me to use my words, my communication to honor him. So that's always my thing. So I do those 3 things. But even like with my poetry and my music, I've been at this tug of war where like maybe like the output. Okay, where do I start? I think with social media, what has happened is there's like this huge pressure to where you feel like you always have to be producing, bro. Like 10 videos a day. If you're not doing 10 videos a day, then you're not growing and you're not reaching your fullest potential. Like all this pressure. I think something, and this thought isn't fully fleshed out. I think I've been kind of like praying about it.
Yeah.
And like sitting with it.
It's good.
But I feel like that's just not it, bro. I feel like it's not. I think when you look at the way God created the world, everything's seasonal. It talks about this in Ecclesiastes too. Like there's time for everything.
Yes. And
what has happened is like with social media, we have convinced ourselves that the time to produce is always produce. Always. There's no time for that. Time is infinite with that. You're always supposed to be producing. When I feel like when you look at the way God created the earth, like there's seasons, right? There's winter, there's time to store up, and then there's summer, it's time to plant and grow things. Like a farmer that's not a year-round job. Like when they're planting seeds, that's not year-round, right? When it's winter, they got other things they're doing. And I think that's how I feel about the music, because I've been frustrated because I'm like, I just feel like I can't come up with anything new right now. But I also feel like that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's okay because that's the way God created it to be, bro. But it's that tug of war with like, okay, the world's saying I need to be putting out music every single week, right? Yeah. But then like I'm personally feeling like is that doable for me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you felt like that pressure from like social media and like the output.
Definitely, yeah.
I don't even know what I would call it. Output epidemic. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what it is, bro. I mean, because like we live on, like right now with attention spans being so short, like everybody kind of just wants to always be in your face, or they think that you're gonna be forgotten.
Yeah.
And I look at like the people who do it at a high level. Like I look at like artists who put out music, they spend however many months making an album. They drop the album, then they go on tour. Yeah. Then you kind of like don't hear from them for a little bit, and they're like kind of like in hibernation, resting, whatever. Then they go back into creation mode, and then the cycle kind of repeats itself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now that's a caveat because like I guess they have the luxury to not have to be high output because they have a long-standing like tenure because they've gotten to the level that they're at. Yeah. But I think even then, right? I think there's something like psychological about that, like being like, and it's not necessarily like lazy, but it's just like one, I think being intentional about what you put out and not just putting out anything. Good point. Because I think people will see it. You know what I'm saying? We'll see the intentionality. We'll see like or the lack thereof on the inverse, you know? So I think it's comes down to the point where it's like, and I suppose, and this is something I talked about with John on his episode, was just like wanting to, when it comes to you invite God in, like, and you not just wanting to do it just for views, especially when it's something of faith, when it's something about faith, because that becomes like inauthentic.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's an inauthenticity to that, and especially we were talking about with John with his videos on him talking about faith topics, like him just wanting to put a video out just because he knows it's gonna do well, he's gonna get views.
That's a good point.
You know, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, I think not paying attention to that high output like kind of thing and focusing on the craft and the intentionality of it, and also what God is saying, and God is putting on your heart to put out to the public as well. I think that's the most important.
That's a good point, honestly. Bro. That's a really good point. I think you brought up a good point about I guess maybe the rebuttal someone might have of like laziness, because you brought that. That's a good point. I didn't even think about. That's how my brain works. Like I think about points or like thoughts that I have, and then I'll think about like, okay, how could someone else see this kind of thing? And I get how someone might hear that and think, you gotta work, bro. Like you're just being lazy. Like you gotta be intentional. You gotta put in work. And it's like, again, to our point, two things can be true at the same time. Like you can And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, like the balance of being intentional, being diligent, working hard, managing my gift, but then also not like suffocating it and like doing too much or like stepping outside of what God wants me to do, like the balance of both, you know what I'm saying? But also not using it as an excuse to be lazy. Like this whole like, oh, well, I don't need to be putting stuff out every week, because some people might use it as an excuse to be lazy. But no, you can be diligent and still take time to rest, or be diligent and take time to figure out like what you want it or what God wants it to look like. You know what I'm saying? But that was a good point. I didn't think about that, but someone could see it that way.
Yeah. I think it's as long as you don't let the enemy like take it away from you, because when I say take it away from you, like kind of just like you not do anything with it because you're so much in a sense of you're focusing on whatever it is that is like, I guess, you hindering you from putting it out, whether it's like the content, like the actual creation of it, or whatever, there's thousands of different variables. But because that was something that I had to deal with when it came to like this podcast, because what I talked about in the first episode was how I've had this, I felt like God put the idea in me like in the fall of 2024. You know what I'm saying? And I just started doing it in February of this year. So it's like I was so just like procrastinating and putting it off and stuff like that. One, because I wanted to make sure it was done right in the way that I envisioned it. I was paralyzed in the sense of just not even doing anything, and so you just got to make sure that there's that balance of it, because it's so easy to fall into that side of it. You know what I'm saying?
It is, bro. So I get that. That's a really good point. There are a lot of people that probably find themselves in that same predicament, bro. Yeah. Like because it doesn't look like a finished product yet. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. So I get it, bro.
It's a weird push and pull. It is. It's a weird balance that you kind of have to figure out. It's a weird dance, bro. It really is of being a creative and wanting to put out content, but you have a faith that you're following, and you want to please God. The Bible talks about do nothing that is not but pleasing to Him. And we want to make sure that that's what we're fledging out. Exactly, bro. That's a whole part of it. But yeah, man, dang, this has been a great convo. That's really all I got. If there's anything that you have that's on your mind,
let me think, bro, because this is my thing. I could really yap all day.
No, it's good. We got time.
And it's funny. It's been a while since I been on a. Actually, no, I had the privilege of being on one about a month ago. My other friend had.
I saw that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I had the privilege to be on that, but before that one and this one, it had been a minute. A little bit.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, since I've been on podcast. So it's been good. I love doing this, bro.
Yeah,
I really do. I just kind of like needed a break from it, so it had been a while since I done.
Yeah. What are some of the things you have you're working on right now that you
let me see. Coming up? Working on an EP right now. So it's gonna be titled Life Hymns.
Life Hymns. Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 5 songs right now. I think I'm locked in on the 5. I don't think I'm gonna add another one. But the concept of it's like a concept album or EP. There's gonna be I hired a voiceover actor to do like a grandma voice. I tried to find someone that like could sound it as close to my grandma as possible. And there's like a voiceover at the beginning of each song, and at some of them it's like the outro as well.
Dope.
But it's based on this idea of how God is a practical God, and how a lot of the biblical lessons I see in these stories in the Bible, like that's real life. Like that's not like a story. Like these are accounts. Like this is real life.
Yeah.
And how in that same way, those are lessons that we learn through life as well. So that's why it's called Life Hymns. Like, bro,
that's
like
good.
These verses, this is life, bro. Like this is real life. So I'm talking about how lessons I've learned in the Bible have been things that like my grandma used to tell me when I was younger. Like it's real life situations, bro. Like for example, I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. I got a song about I don't have a title for it yet. I'm gonna just sing a couple of lyrics. It's like I heard a little about your 20s, about them clubs and things. You think maybe if you told me that my love would change, baby, my crown got dense, girl, my robe got stains, and my spirit knows peace, but my soul knows pain. Like this concept of like what God did for us and how when we were down bad and dirty and didn't deserve no attention, like he still loved us. Like that concept of how I'm phrasing like a woman, like it's like maybe like a girl you find and like you love her, and people are saying like, oh, you heard about her 20s, like you heard about what she was doing, like she was wilding out. It's like, you know who she is now. You know what I'm saying? Like I know she is now, like that's not who she is anymore. Like I still love her, like that same concept. So it's like tying in like biblical concepes, but like it's real life, bro.
Real life stuff.
Real life situations.
That's dope.
So I'm super excited about that, dude. Like I've been putting a lot of time into that.
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth on like trying to release singles in the meantime, but I think I might just take a break from releasing and just fully focus on the EP.
Okay.
I want to have that done by the end of this month and then have it released in April, like mid-April.
April. Okay. Hey, that's next month.
I know. I got some work to do.
That's
I got most of the songs done. I just need to kind of like put my finishing touches on it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Hey man, that's good. Well, Jordan, it's been a pleasure. We always go out with a song too.
Let's do it.
So I want to play one of your songs. So what I'm gonna let you pick though.
Oh, let me see.
I'll let you pick one of the ones that's out right now that people can get.
Oh, which one do I? Okay,
you let me know.
Dang, I got so many. I got Legos. Oh shoot. Prince, play Prince.
Prince.
Yeah.
Prince by Jordan. Are you Jordan Starks
yeah.
on Prince? Jordan
I released
Starks.
that one a couple months ago. I had a few I was torn between.
Okay. I probably should have asked you before.
No,
it's all good. All right, this is Prince. Jordan Starks has been a YJP episode 5.
Tap in.
New Jordan Starks. This is out now. It's called Prince. I like this beat.
Very smooth, bro. When I found it, I was like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Hey. Since out the womb, mama called me a prince. She knew God was here, she had eyes to see the prince. It wasn't till 10 that I first got a glimpse. At 15, it all starts to finally make sense. But it wasn't till now that I truly was convinced. The confidence was missing, time to throw it in the mix. They figured that the moves that I make are too wild, but you take any shot when you know you won't miss, bro. It's different. It's different. It's a different bag like they got mixed up on a trip. It's different when not a single thought will be dismissed. It's different when the throne's sitting higher up than Vince. When you've seen holy as it gets. At that point, there's no trusting in your wits, no settling, also no forcing things to fit, no stretching things like I'm about to go and do a lift. The ones I saw edit God's plan, call it quits. The one solution that I have for y'all is go repent. Take a couple L's and you'll see it's legit. JD made the LLC and went legit. Made the LLC and went legit. Never fall from the words, I keep it on my head. I got a bro when he thinks it's so much more than this, so imagine his face when I tell him it exists. Since out the womb, mama called me a prince. She knew God was here, she had eyes to see the prince. It wasn't till 10 that I first got a glimpse. At 15, it all starts to finally make sense, but it wasn't till now that I truly was convinced. The confidence was missing, time to throw it in the mix. They figured that the moves that I make are too wild, but you take any shot when you know you won't miss, bro. It's different. What's different? This a different walk, like a person stepping with a limp. This holy, not a single speck of dust a lint.
Like the stepping with a limp, that's a bar.
Man, I know they gon' catch me if I trip. Heaven playing on my song, so everyone a hit. But I know demons dread it like they'll never need a pick. Choose God first, I don't even need another pick. I wear this breastplate 7 days a week and that's it, I don't need another fit. If you made a top 5 list and my name ain't scribbled on that page, go ahead make another list. Make the LLC and win a jet, never far from the word.
This is Prince, George Starks.
I got a bro when he thinks it's so much more than this, so imagine his face when I tell him it exists. Since out the womb, mama called me a prince. She knew God was here, she had eyes to see the prince. It wasn't till 10 that I first got a glimpse. At 15, it all starts to finally make sense, but it wasn't till now that I truly was convinced. The confidence was missing, time to throw it in the mix. They figured out the moves that I make are too wild, but you take any shot when you know you won't miss, bro. It's different.
It's different. It's a different walk. You stepping with a limp, boy.
With a limp, bro.
That was that Prince, Jordan Starks, man. Bro, Jordan, thank you so much for coming out, bro. This is my guy, man. Where can people find you on all socials?
Tap in _ Jordan Starks, JORDAN STARKS on Instagram. I also have a link tree in my bio. That's where everything's at. But I am on Apple Music, Spotify, Jordan Starks, same spelling. So go tap in.
Bet, man. Again, Jordan, thank you so much. This has been the YJP episode 5. Jordan Starks. Thank y'all. We out, man.
The station with the
You are now in the mix with DJ Savage.
I love the music.
Best music.